MAX2, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a bit, but MAX2 has been our flagship product for a couple of years now. This is cross-platform matrix switching, Ultra HD 4K 60 444 uncompressed. And we have many types of connectivities that you'll see as we go through this catalog, which you will get at the end of the session. We use our renowned proprietary Motore scaling engine. This was the world's first up-down 4K scaling engine introduced to the market. So some of the key features of the MAX2 matrix system is flexibility. We're going to look at different frame sizes, anywhere from 12 by 12 to 288 by 288. So we make a lot of different frames, you'll see in just a moment. And you could also subload those, so I don't have to use the frame exactly as it's designed. I can load just what cards I need. Our modular system allows hot swapping of every component in the system. We also have Dante connectivity built in, and you can add additional cards of Dante if you need more channels. You get 20 channels standard with the frame before you add additional cards. And we have a proprietary airlift cooling system fan blade I'll show you in a moment. One of the most important features and innovations that PureLink brought to the market decades ago was instant seamless switching. We've been doing that longer than anybody else in the industry. We continue that with our MAX2 product. And we do support HDR color spaces for those who need high dynamic imagery in their matrix routing. Okay, so let's talk about the Dante audio just a little bit more. It's 20 channels, as I mentioned, that comes with the product, and there's add-on cards, so you can add additional I/O, and it's 20 channels in and 20 channels out that come standard with the frame. So this makes it very easy to embed Dante audio into the frame or take audio out of the frame and send it out onto the Dante audio network. As I mentioned before, PureLink invented the world's first up-down 4K 60 scaling engine, the Motore, and we're in the version 2 of that. So even greater improvements in the quality of scaling and compatibility with HDR. Okay, our fan blade system, I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. So again, it's hot swappable. This is our airlift system, and this provides uniform pressure of incoming air across the entire frame, no matter what size frame you select. So 12 by 12 or 288 by 288. We have appropriate CFM moving through the frame to keep everything cool, and the exhaust of air is on the sides. So this is the optimum design. Okay, OmniFlex, now that is essentially our proprietary hot swappable card system. This allows you to pull or add cards when the system is live, and you also can see here we've got redundant power supply capability, and those are also slot-based power supplies, so that those can be replaced on the fly. All right, lots of different frame sizes, as I mentioned, so we'll zoom in here. We start out with 12 inputs by 12 outputs, and each of our cards is a 4-channel card. So in other words, if I have slot 1 on the input side, that would be 4 inputs. So a 12 by 12, that would be 3 input cards and 3 output cards. And of course, you can just put in 1 input card and 1 output card and add cards later. This is true, of course, with every frame size we have. All right, so let's take a look at some of the cards that we have. The way the model numbers are designed is, of course, you have MAX2, which means it is a card for that series. And then, for example, HIS would be a HDMI input scaling card. Every card we have actually has built-in scaling. There'll be a couple that we'll probably be adding next year that are non-scaling, but most customers these days want built-in scaling. So we offer scaling on the input cards, as you see here. The 100 is just the first series, so if we come out with additional series of cards, you'll see that. But that's the card series. So if you look, we'll take a look at this HDMI card here. You'll see we've got 4 HDMI inputs, as I described before. That's typical of our cards being 4 channels. And then you have the ability to either embed or extract audio for each of those inputs. We also have DisplayPort. So we just offer different types of connectivity, and you'll see 12G SDIs. So all of these are 4K60 uncompressed 444 type cards. And our HDBaseT card, you'll see a little later here that we do have a transceiver that connects to either the CIS, the input scaling card, or the OS, the output scaling card. So we'll take a look at that in a moment. We also have fiber extenders and therefore receiver cards. So this is the input receiving card for fiber. And we do 1LC fiber in either single mode or multi-mode. Cards do come with 10G SFP Plus modules, as well as the extenders also come preloaded with the SFP Plus modules. All right, so we'll just zoom out so you can take a look at that. The total input cards available. So again, HDMI, DisplayPort, and SDI. And then you got HDBaseT extenders and fiber extenders. All right, on the output side, really just same thing, just output cards. So we have HDMI output card, again with scaling, DisplayPort, 12G SDI. Okay, and here you'll see we also provide Genlock connections on the output card, and then of course HDBaseT output extension and fiber output extension and a additional Dante 8-channel output card. Okay, so those are all the output cards. Okay, then we look at the extenders. The first one up is going to be the HDBaseT extender. Now this is a transceiver, which means it either works as an input transmitter to the CIS 100 card, or you set it as a receiver. So you would use the HDMI out, for example, to a display in that case, and that would come off of the COS 100 card. So it's just a matter of setting these dip switches here on the front panel as to whether it's the transmitter or receiver. All right, we also offer a single gang wall plate. This is a transmitter. 4K60 do have EDID options on here, and you can insert audio on the wall plate. Okay, so in terms of fiber, we can't make a transceiver. It would be just way too expensive. So here we offer a transmitter and receiver as separate models. So the FT100 is the transmitter, and you can also do audio insertion and RS-232 extension over fiber along with the HDMI input, again 1LC. And then there's also a fiber version of the wall plate. So just like the HDBaseT version, this is just over fiber. And then we have the fiber receiver. And at the very end here, we've got just a comparison chart between all the different frames. I'll let you guys look at that later. But important thing to know is that this entire line is TAA and NDAA compliant. The MAX2 is made out of South Korea. And we do have this shipping, and also there's quite a few installations that are going on over 2 years out in the field. So it's a proven platform, and it's also the 8th generation of cross-platform matrix switches that is made by PureLink, starting with the Pure Media frame and the DS frames that go all the way back to 2004. So 20 years we've been making cross-platform matrix switches. Now we do test drive program, which is demo. So if you want to try out a MAX2 system, just send in a demo evaluation purchase order. That's good for 30 days and can test it and keep it or send it back. So I would really recommend taking advantage of that. There are Crestron and Q-SYS drivers available for this product. We also have our own line of Icon control. I would recommend you get familiar with that. Icon is really another revolutionary offering from PureLink. It is the only control automation programming environment that uses English language to create the program. So very, very easy to learn and implement. So take a look at our Icon product when you get a chance. Okay, so that's the highlights of the product. Again, if you guys have questions, but we try to keep things simple and easy. That's why I've taken less than 20 minutes to go over it, but it's a very well-known product line in the industry. All right, so I appreciate everybody's time. Just a review of the MAX2 today, and look forward to seeing you guys at future webinars we'll be doing on our AV over IP lines, huddle rooms, conference rooms, USB-C products we've come out with, our control automation line, Icon, and more. Okay, I'll stay on, but thanks everyone, and I'll see you next time.